Hey guys, Tarek here bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Alliance of Defiance. Today spawning in the north, we've got Gerbal. Playing his used forces in his loadout is heavy cavalry,
Rifle squad ready for action.
recon support, and tactical support. Teaming up with him is Moskow Morty. Playing with urban defense, or urban assault rather. Airborne. And armor company. Myself against him, we have Oni playing as OKW, and his loadout is Firestorm. Fortifications. And special operations.
Rifle squad waiting for orders.
Finally, we have Unknown Legend, also playing as OKW, and immediately locking in to Grand Offensive.
Ready to execute.
Going Kubel into Fusiliers here. Interesting. In terms of rankings, Gerbal around rank 130. Moskow Morty around rank 90, Unknown Legend around rank 180, and Oni around rank 90. So a bit of a 2v1 over here for Gerbal in the early game, which is causing him a few issues, but he's holding on pretty well, all things considered. Stimpire's in this building here, giving him quite a few headaches though. Ouch. There's a big burst. Oh, not quite behind heavy cover there either. Double Stirmpires and the Fox is going to get forced off him eventually. All those Stirmpires take a lot of damage on the way in, and they get blocked by the other Stirmpires on retreat, causing them to go down. Big mistake there from Oni early on. That squad gets very, very low. Jumps into the building. Hangs on. A little bit of damage onto the Kubel on the far side, but no major skirmishes over there yet. Oh. Had the option of trying to go for the snare there, but decided to just play it safe. Hit the retreat. People coming around the corner. Rifleman going to get quite badly outnumbered here. And they're on the run. Oh, look at all this wire. Trying to wire off the entrance to that building. Interesting idea. Could all get foiled by a Kubel just coming in here and crushing it, but you know. A nice idea. Rifleman charging into the center. Oh, we got the flamer upgraded on a fresh squad of Stern Pioneers from Oni. Rebuilding those. He's going for another squad. Can be pretty helpful having the flamethrower dealing with these buildings on this side of the map. So let's see how it works out for him. Captain going to be the option for Gerbal there. Moskow Morty also going for the captain. Which I think is probably not ideal. Probably would be good to have a split. Always nice to have the 50 cal available. Same story for the Stewart, just in case you need to fight off those Axis light vehicles. Alright. Flame getting forced away there. Long range firefight, not very good for the Stern Pioneer. Looks like Unknown Legend trying to make a push forwards finally on his side. Heavy cover here working out pretty well. These squads getting very, very low. Oh, and the flamer pops. Soft retreating with this one. These guys quite clumped up as well, but Stimpire's getting very, very low. So I don't know if he's going to be able to keep them in the battlefield for much longer. Nope. Captain with the bar forces them away, and he needs to pull back now. Snare connecting over there. Oh, late retreat. He's going to get away with it, looks like. Very close call. And this is the issue with these Fusiliers in the early game. Their performance is not very strong before they get access to their upgrades. especially against riflemen who are so good at charging into close range. DPS of the Fusiliers is quite a lot worse close range compared to the Volks. And as you can see here, Unknown Legion having a lot of trouble because of that. A half-track coming in from Moskow Morty. In fact, from both of the US Forces players. And the Axis are forced all the way back. We do have a Opal Blitz over here. Oni. And it looks like he's going to bring it forwards. Maybe activate this like a little bit late. Given that there are going to be a couple of AA half-tracks on the battlefield shortly. Might not be able to get much value with it on the front lines, but see how it goes. Sternpies with the Shrek, wow. And going for the flak half-track. This is a very strange build from Unknown Legend.
Half-track is ready for orders.
Can be a bit of a tough matchup for the flak half-track against the US Forces A half-track. Because you just have no damage on the move with it at all, and they've got the 50 cal machine guns. But if you both set up at close to max range, the flak half-track can do some like attack rounds, and the shots can scatter along. So oftentimes it can kind of win the long range firefight. You control it correctly with the attack round. But yeah, it's a tough matchup. Not one I'll be wanting to take. And here come the double AA half-tracks. And he has gone for mechanized, but that does cost a little bit of fuel going for the Opal Blitz. So his light vehicle's a little bit late coming in here. I've been chased away from the center, but the allies have had so much better fuel control so far. Axis have some work to do to get themselves back in this match. Cavalry and an ambulance on the way for Moskow Morty. Already got an ambulance for Gerbal. And Puma got the option for Oni. I think that's the right choice. Because the half-track can still fight off the looks pretty effectively. Especially in these 2v2 scenarios. It's a little bit easier where you generally have a little bit less area to cover with your army, so you're going to have snaring squads closer to the AA half-track most of the time. Predictive grade grenade there from Oni doesn't really work out. Here's someone a tiny bit too slow jumping in. Here we go, we're going to have a 2v1 over here. Black half-track and Puma coming across. Okay, half-track coming across the other side though from Moskow Morty as well. Now, oh, Puma in there. Looks like he's thinking about circling around the rear, trying to avoid getting snared there. Looking for the AA half-track kill. Other AA half-track coming in from this side. And potentially another snare as well. Grenade forcing a retreat, trying to move into the retreat path, looking for the wipe here as well. And finds the ambulance out the back. Gets the wipe as well, so this is going really well for the Axis. Ambulance goes down. Yeah, you can't shoot through that wall. Well, you can eventually, but not with one hit. And we're coming around the corner, a half-track. Reloading at the moment. He's on handbrake mode, snare connects. Who's going to win this one? Oh, Puma takes a main gun crit. Flak half-track finishes the job though. Main gun crits, eh? That's a fun mechanism. Oh man, how... I was going to say, how is that getting away here? Does not... Snare coming through, I imagine. But still going to lose control of that Raketin. Moskow Morty going to pick that up. What? Oh, I thought thought there was a flak half track that died up there. I was like, what happened there? That must have been a colossal misclick. Kid misses the first shot there. Kind of lucky for Unknown Legend. Otherwise he'd have to pull back for repairs, but as it stands he can stay on the front lines and do some more damage. XSR recapping the fuel over here. But pretty close in terms of VPs at the moment. Oof. Good shot there from the Cavalry, sniper shot. Rangers waiting around the corner for these MP40 folks. This could go quite poorly for them. Grenade out. Double grenades. Second one should connect decently. These guys are vet too, but grenade back the other way. Ultimately swings it for Gerbal. Oh, big damage from the flak half track there. Captain almost goes down. Could still go down to these Fusiliers potentially. Oh, maybe not. A little bit late to chase. Sitting still, the Cavalry connects. Big damage. If he did chase, you know, he would have gotten out of the way of the Cavalry. We've got one now up for Gerbal as well. He of course has selected heavy cavalry, which is how we saw those Rangers. Back half track out the front. And neither of the US players went for an AT gun. I suppose Moskow Morty managed to steal away the Raketten. Oh! Good damage. Very good. Easy dodge. Is charging in here. This is too much firepower with the Cavalry. He's dropping close range as well. That was a wise idea. A half track on the far side. Takes the snare, but no real follow up. Did I hear some smoke coming down? Smoke out the machine gun. Walking Stuka coming down now for Oni. A little bit late starting that up. About a minute, but not too bad. Maybe he's waiting to see... Oh! What these players were up to. Very close call again. But no chase down again from Unknown Legend. Re-echelon getting away. Fusiliers are so good at chasing retreating squads. It's a real missed opportunity not to go for them. It's like half of the point of going for them. Their high mobility. Gets away there. Full models too. Now thinking about charging in. And there's not much here to stop him. Could make a pretty good push, Oni. Needs to, because at the moment, almost all the territory in Allied hands. Going inside the building, but the SMG is doing some big damage in return. Famous terms. Oh, big burst. Triggers a light AT mine there, I guess. It's pushing back nicely. Needs to stay on the move. Maybe could apply some pressure to the Cavalries here with that squad. And good idea moving away from the last known location there. Hopefully can avoid some Cavalry shots from this Cavalry. But oh, Volkswagen just coming in, actually force that back. Applying a bit of pressure here, going for... was usually a cut-off, but probably not on this occasion. This is buying the Axis a lot of breathing room here. Unknown Legend, though, the player who has ticked up, and he's still a long way away from a medium tank, whereas the allies, you see Moskow Morty just needs a little bit more manpower. He can build a tank. And in fact, Gerbal almost got one out, so Axis is going to be doing it tough for the next few minutes before they also get some medium armor on the field, but they've got a Raketin each. Good dodge on the grenade.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Now a big push back out from Gerbal with the aid of the Sherman. Here it comes. Building quite low here. Oof. Might not survive another shot. Gets out in the nick of time though. Raketin back there, connecting. Machine gun doing some good suppression, but double bar rifles in the building, inflicting some big damage. And comes the walking Stuka. Straight line back. Decent damage to the Sherman, but that's about it. No models killed, so a bit of a failure on that first one. Raketin connects again though. Sherman quite low. There for another shot. Oh! Missed it on the other side. Flak half track. And the Raketin take down the AA half track. Rifleman closing the distance for the snare. Going to be able to get that going here. Taking a lot of damage. Oh, stolen Raketin. Missing its shot. So that should get away just fine. And I heard a squad go down. On Gerbal's side? He lost that rifle a long time ago. Not sure. Chasing away the rear echelon through the center, and then continuing the chase, going for the pack howitzer. Stopped briefly to throw a grenade, but cancels it. Probably should have just... it was alright, I suppose, going for the grenade. Bit of chance of wiping, but if they do end up dodging, you do a lot less damage because you're too far away for the SMGs to be effective anymore. Decent grenade. And here comes the Sherman again, back up to full strength. Raketin taking a bit of firepower. All these bars coming in from the side as well. Raketin needs to get out of there now, and that's the green light for the Sherman to come in here. The Thompsons wiping that squad very quickly, and the Sherman with a big hit on the sternpires as well. But I think once his Raketin got forced away there, he probably should have just hard retreated with everything. Count his losses. Not much you can do without some anti-tank support. He was bringing up a second Raketin, but there's no way he could sustain that fight that long to allow the second one to arrive there. Gerbal. There's an opportunity to jump on the pack hour. If you can get the D crew, that would be quite nice here. Quite low.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Not quite. On Legends, Raketin came across this side, but almost lost it there. And didn't fully reinforce this Raketin. That could backfire him quite badly. Stupefoni looking to fire again. Oh, big connection from the Sherman. Raketin's trying to come around the trees, looking for some sight. Might have lost sight of him there briefly. This one not firing, no attack ground action. And smoking out. Nice idea from Gerbal. Decent walking Stuka barrage there, 3 kills, good amount of health damage. But you can see Oni not really comfortable using attack ground with the Raketins there, otherwise might have played that engagement a little bit differently. These squads coming around. This could be a nasty flank. We've got one squad there to defend. But it's not going to be able to hold off. Oh no! The flak base gets suppression on one of them. Not quite the other. Grenade's going to be exchanged here. Never repositioned the machine gun amongst all of this, but good grenade. So he manages to hang on. Sherman in a bit of trouble. Panther from Unknown Legend takes the snare as well. We've got the Raketin right there. Needs to get one more shot. The Raketin out the back gets the killing blow. Now the Panther in front of the Raketin, but we've got some smoke and some rocket barrages coming down. And that knocks out the Raketin. So that went really well for the Axis. Knocking out the Raketin and the Sherman back to back. Now Moskow Morty actually quite far behind, very low army size. You can see all the Shermans currently decrewed, so it's kind of hiding top cap here a little bit, but yeah, the Axis are way ahead now in terms of army size after that last engagement. So after getting a bit of trouble for most of the first 18 minutes, tide seems to be turning in favour of the Axis now. And they've got a pretty good late game set up here. Already got the walking Stuka, starting to vet that up. Bodes well for them. Still struggling a little bit for map control, but BPs are pretty close to even. So yeah, they're not too far behind there. Moskow Morty going for a Jackson now to counter the Panther. Good idea. Looks like Gerbal maybe trying to save up for the Pershing, still around 100 fuel away from that. So far so good for Gerbal with the Sherman, 18 kills, doing a pretty good job of avoiding that much damage with the Raketins. And Packow, he's softening up the units out the backs. In fact, he's just got a second one, and the squad goes down there. Those Rangers also stacking up a body count. Oh, big walking Stuka though. There's the decrew on one of the Packows. Nothing really here to come for the follow-up though. If he had a supporting squad, maybe he could push up with this Raket and go for the kill on it, but just setting the Raket up by itself is too risky. Squad forgotten about in the center for Unknown Legends, and he loses it. So just singing the praises of the Axis. They get a couple maybe slightly sloppy losses here in the center and over to the Rangers here as well. Now the Allies are right back in it. Going finally coming through for Gerbal. Probably should have got this as soon as that Panther arrived.
Anti-tank gun, ready for action.
A bit late than never, and the Panther didn't come across to the other side to really super punish it. Random teams, maybe the coordination not quite so strong on those kind of maneuvers. And now the Axis looking to set up the triple cap, so pressure on the Allies here. Moskow Morty does have his Jackson out though. Holding their ground pretty effectively here. Panther coming across, Raketin and right next to this Jackson. And there's the Panther too. This could be the end of the Jackson. Panther shooting at the infantry here though. Switching its targets now, but already took the snare, so not going to be able to go for the chase down. Jackson does take another shot though, so also needs to pull back. Nice attack round attempt there from Unknown Legend. Squad's coming in from the side on him though. Oh, and the Packow with the heat barrage. That's cool, right? Yep. Ari Zooks trying to apply some pressure here. Oh, the hey, half-track spinning out some nasty damage now at Vet 4. That's just a little bit too much firepower for Moskow Morty to be running into there. Has to pull back and drops one bazooka on retreat as well. Here comes the walking Stuka. For the Packowies again, gets the decrew on one of them. And the Packowies are pretty slow to pack up and start moving. They're a prime target for the walking Stuka. There's the Pershing for Gerbal. Got a Panzer IV out for Oni, but he might be regretting building that now upon seeing the Pershing, because, you know, it's not like he's elite armor, doesn't get the heat shells or anything. Panzer IV is going to really struggle against both the Sherman and the Pershing. A safer choice would have been going straight for the Jackson, especially at like this late of a timing. But he does have double Raketens, so let's see if he can get those to work for him. Jackson AT gun opening up on the Panther through the center. This is where the... Oh, Calliope coming in from Moskow Morty, okay. I was going to say, this is where a 50 cal would really come in handy. Help just like stop these pushes from the Axis. And maybe... tough for him to fit into his pocket. Maybe one of these players could side tick and go for one. Before under some pressure. Pershing and Sherman chasing in a little bit there. Not chasing all the way though, with the Pershing could have crushed through here, and we've got 2 more shots in. Kittens were out the back though. Smoking out with the AA half-track. Nicely done, Vet 5. Pretty rare to see a Vet 5 AA half-track, or flak half-track rather. Here comes the Calliope onto the Raketen. Ooh, gets the decrew. Just all that veterancy. Walking Stuka back the other way, gets the decrew on both of these pack houses. And Walking Stuka is getting so many kills on those pack alleys. 20 kills now. Raketens coming around the corner. Should have brought them up in support a little bit earlier. Oh, big 1-2 punch. And the Sherman and the Pershing gets the white. Pershing coming through looking for some damage, but the double Raketen spitting out some decent damage themselves, forcing those units to pull back. Pershing goes for one more shot after the smoke's down. In fact, he's coming back in for another one. Cheeky play from Gerbal. P4 and Panther on this side now. He's getting recruit here and there.
A capture point is under attack.
Raketens pushing up, looking for these US forces tanks. Open up on the Pershing, it looks like. No, lost sight of it. The M1 missing its shot on the P4 over here. Close call, Riflemen do get away. Double Raketens under some pressure from the Rangers, forces away one of them. But the P4 there holding the ground. And wow, double bounces from the Pershing there from the Raketens. Alright. It's pretty good for him. Because, you know, Pershing doesn't have the vehicle crew, so sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to repair it up. Oh no, flak half-track finally goes down. And I missed it. Was that to a pack Howie shot? Stuka. Oh, big white British echelon go down there. Ouch. And that thing must be, yeah, Vet 2 with that one. It's got both of the cooldown bonuses now. Looking pretty good for the Axis in terms of wipes. Do have that Calliope up, and it probably is also ready to barrage again. And there we go, going into the center, but dodges forwards, avoids most of the damage.
Enemy forces now have 300 points remaining.
Whoa, tried to go for the steal on that, but it's so vulnerable, the pack howitzer. Almost loses a squad here. Pershing coming in, hoping for the wipe. Does not get the follow-up shot, but yeah, it takes 3 models to crew it, and then when it drops down to 2 models, it gets decrewed. So very, very risky to try and recrew that under enemy fire. Double Rakettans forcing back the Pershing. And Jackson long-range connections here on the Panther. P4 meanwhile making some headway on the far flank. M1 in position though to counter. Stupid through the center, but good dodge this time from Moskow Morty.
Squad, get ready.
Unless he just lost a whole squad there.
Frag grenades now available for action.
I don't think so. Did drop a bar though.
Reinforcements in. Squad back to death. Stick with me. My enemy tank is cutting us off.
Double misses on the Panzer IV there. It's a pretty lucky engagement. This guy's looking for the flank, but the Obers are there. Triple Rakettans from Oni, by the way.
Butter your orders.
So that is maybe what Moskow Morty should be trying to target. It's not really on his side of the map though. Booby trap gonna get spotted here by the captain. Oh, big damage. Oh, no cancel from Unknown Legend, and he loses the squad. And Micro's Panther over here. Ouch. The captain just sprinted in with the passive sprint, did so much damage at close range, got the wipe so quickly. Not much time to react. Oh, there we go. Finds a Rakettan. Bit of damage with the Fusiliers, and the rockets actually finished the job on the weapon too. Nicely done. So Gerbal now trying to go for double Scots in response to the mass AT guns. Interesting. The thing with the Scots though is that they're only barely out of range. The Rakettans. So you can lose them quite easily to the Rakettans, depending on the positioning. Packhowie out the back, getting a good hit in there, softening up these squads, ultimately assisting in the retreat. Here comes the big boy for Unknown Legend, King Tiger. Does have double Sternpires for repairs as well. And his form of anti-tank has got a bazooka on these Sternpires and Shrek on the other, so does have a decent amount of support. Wow, activating the AA mode there to try and shoot down the recon planes. King Tiger rumbling through the center there. Very, very close game in terms of victory points right now as well. So anyone's match. Army size is also quite close. Slight lead to the Allies. It's a very even match. Double Jacksons though, right next to the King Tiger. That could spell trouble for him. Calliope coming through. Oh, and the Scots connecting as well. Big damage on this Axis infantry. Loses one of the Rakettans as well. Panther coming in from the side. Takes a lot of damage. And missing in the return shots. Jackson needs to get out of there now. So does the Panther. Tiger out the front. Oh, but he's continuing the chase. That's a huge mistake. AT coming across from the other side. The snare coming through. Massive blunder there for Unknown Legend. Sticking around too long. And the King Tiger goes down. He had a window there to get away. He just stayed in there maybe like 5 or so seconds too long. Went south very quickly from there. That double walking Stuka. Oh no, it's the off map as well. Panzer now from Oni. Decent idea to try and counter Pershing and the Scots. Sticking around, getting the kill. The Scots rattling off some shots though. Really good rate of fire. Raketen over here. Only just about his pop cap limit, so I cruise that and he's pretty much there. This is his army. Oh, the double Scots are going to kill that very, very quickly. Panzer now moving in for some damage. P4 also pushing forwards. The back up, not quite to full strength though. Major already dropped on the machine gun, forcing off the victory point. Stuka coming through, targeting this infantry. They dodge, very good dodge out to the side. And almost takes no damage because of that. This double Jackson's going to be causing Unknown Legion a lot of headaches. Oh, close range Calliope. Oh, and it gets the wipe too. Calliope is nasty, 24 kills. Compare that to the Walking Stuka at 31, but it's been on the battlefield for probably like 2 or 3 barrages less. So that thing has been stacking up the kills. You know, I always do sing the praises. Oh, trying to salvage under fire there, not working out too well. But yeah, I always do sing the praises of the Calliope. I think it's very, very strong. Underappreciated piece of rocket artillery. And it's exchanged all around the center. Jackson's connecting long range. No kittens there to assist, but the Jagdpanzer firing back. Pershing coming through the side. We've got the Raketen there, setting up now. P4 there as well. Pershing wants the kill, but decides against it. Playing it safe. And takes quite a lot of damage on the exit. Everything penetrating on that occasion. Scott's pushing forwards now. Cache out the back for Gerbal. He does have the cheaper fuel cache bulletin equipped, which is a rare sight. But he's actually put down munitions caches in this case. Oh, Wober's in some trouble. She can't afford to chase in any further though. P4 pushing forwards. Kitten connects. P4 shooting at the Sherman though. And the Raketen goes down to the double Scots. Thought he was going to chase in after the Scot there. After landing that first Raketen shot, but splitting the damage. Oh, here comes another close range Calliope. Unknown Legion late to react. Scattered pretty good for him so far though. And he lost one model to that. Pretty lucky. Stuka, what's that targeting? AT gun maybe? Sideways barrage this time. Doesn't hit too much. Oh, that's the second Calliope in the center and everything dies for Unknown Legends. now double Jacksons without the support of all those bazookas and Shreks. Pouncing on the Panther. Forcing it away. But that was a hammer blow to Unknown Legend. That second Calliope getting the job done there. 6 kills. 25 on the other. And Unknown Legend throws in the towel. He's seen enough. Well, that was a interesting match. Close one. It all just came down to Unknown Legend at the end there, losing the King Tiger basically for free, just getting greedy, sticking around there slightly too long, lost that. And then the Calliope's hammering down, wiping all his infantry as well as Raketans. Both his Sternpires dead. Pretty good Calliope action there from Moskow Morty, nice to see. But overall, yeah, a little bit unlucky for Oni, losing his Puma over here with the main gun critical. Feel a little bit sorry for him there. It did set the Axis back a little bit in the early game. But a pretty good walking Stuka action from Oni. Nice to see that from him as well. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye, and good luck.